Welcome back, guys. This is Dtroy. Welcome back to the Garrison. Here in front of us, we have my repainted UK Navy. This particular version of the Royal Navy, I painted for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because I have, with time, gotten a lot better with painting sculpts. Okay, so I figured that since my skills have improved, I can, or might as well paint or repaint or start repainting my collections as I proceed from this moment on forwards. The second reason is because to make my Royal Navy more distinguishable from the German Navy, sometimes guys in my play group do get confused, and for them it's a little bit hard to distinguish between the German and Royal Navy. Okay, so to avoid confusion, I decided that I would first start by painting the Royal Navy into a color that is more distinguishable. Okay, so that's primarily the two reasons why I have repainted my UK naval collection. All right, so okay, this particular collection is made up of the majority of them are out-of-box pieces, and I believe I have two class of sculpts here that are from historical board gaming, which I absolutely love. Okay, historical board gaming is producing very good, high quality pieces, and of course, I don't get tired of repeating that. Needless to say, though, some of these out-of-box pieces are just beautiful also. So I get a kick out of the high quality game pieces or sculpts that are out of box. All right, guys, so let me go into detail, and let's first start by reviewing my Liberty ships. The Liberty ships, of course, were first built in the United States for the US Navy. Okay, so here you have an out-of-box piece. Hope you guys can see the detail in it on this particular sculpt. All right, let's move on to my subs. Let me pan out a little bit. Okay, there we go. And here we have my subs. So here you have a Gato class submarine. Okay, this particular sculpt is out of box also. Okay, if you look at your manual or your manual from the Pacific 1940 and possibly also Europe 1940 global versions, in the back of the manual instructions booklet, you'll see that this this submarine is identified as a Ray class. Okay, but however, the actual historically accurate class of warship is the Gato class. All right, let's go to my second type of submarine that I have here. All right, and of course this is the Truculent class, also out of box. This particular sculpt is very well made, a lot of fun to paint. Oops, sorry about that, dropped it. Okay, it's has a very classy look, and it looks just like a mean warship. It means like this particular miniature or sculpt looks like it's ready for war. Very nice. All right, and for my submarines, last but not least, I have a submarine here from the 1980s classic version of Axis&Allies. I figured I'd paint this one just for fun, and doesn't look too bad, I have to say. All right, let's go to my destroyers. Let me pan to the right. Okay, I have two classes of destroyers. Okay, for some reason, when I started repainting my UK naval collection, I included in my collection a Fletcher class or a couple of Fletcher class destroyers into the Royal Navy. Okay, now even though this is a Fletcher class destroyer, in the rulebook, instruction manual, once again, if you go to the back, this is, it's identified as a Johnston class. It's actually, guys, once again, to be historically accurate, a Fletcher class destroyer built for the U.S. Navy. However, I can't justify having a couple of Fletchers in the Royal Navy since at the beginning of the Second World War, right, or I believe just prior to the U.S. entering the war, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, through an executive action, gave or leased to the British 50 World War I destroyers. Okay, of course, the U.S. at the time, in exchange, received rights for naval bases in the Caribbean and I believe in the South Atlantic as well, naval rights. So it was an exchange. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was a man ahead of his time, and he realized that it was just a matter of time before the U.S. entered the war and started making arrangements to getting the U.S. ready for the eventual entry of the U.S. into the war. Okay, so that's a Fletcher class destroyer seen service with my UK naval collection. All right. So now we have the second type of destroyer is an actual destroyer built for the U.S. For the Royal Navy. And we have here the HMS Saumarez. I don't know if you can read that. There you go. Okay. This particular game piece, as well as the Fletcher class, are out of box. This is just a beautifully sculpted game piece. I really like this game piece. I highly recommend that any of you who are going to start painting your collections, that you paint this destroyer. Okay, and of course it won't be too hard to do so because, I mean, at least to get, as far as getting them, shouldn't be difficult because they are out of box. Okay, and they're a lot of fun. All right, let's move on to my cruisers. Okay, this is a Kent class cruiser, heavy cruiser, by the way. This particular game piece is also out of box, beautifully detailed. I don't know if you guys are getting any of the details in here. All right, there you go. All right, and I don't know if I mentioned, but it is out of box. All right, let's go to my battleships in the background. All right, so I have two types of battleships. The first one that I'm going to show you are, what is it? The first one that I'm going to show is the out-of-box version of a battleship. It's a Royal Oak. It's an out-of-box. Okay, this is a beautifully sculpted game piece also. Very nicely done. And it's been a lot of fun to paint these. This particular one is the Royal Oak. All right, let's go to the next battleship. And the second battleship is one from Historical Board Gaming. And this is the King George V. This particular game sculpt was a lot of fun to paint also. I really enjoyed this one. It's a sculpt that really paints well. And I highly recommend that you buy a couple of these, and it's a must-have for your Royal Navy collection. Okay, alrighty. Okay, let me pan to the left now. I'm gonna start showing my carriers, my British carriers. I have two types of Royal Navy carriers. The first is out of box, and the second will be one from Historical Board Gaming. Okay, so let's start with this one. Okay. All right, this particular one is Out of box, this is the HMS Illustrious. As you can see, I painted the arresting cables for the landing aircraft, as well as the aircraft elevators and the landing strip there. Okay, this particular game piece, as I said before, is out of box. Okay, this particular one, as well as the one that I'm going to show you next, I painted a while ago. I don't believe I had ever actually gone around showing them off or showcasing them. Okay, even though, as you guys are probably aware, I am starting to contemplate, or I've actually made the decision already to start using decals. So in my future videos, you're going to see flat tops with decals on them. Okay, so I really like the decals now. I think if they're well applied, a decal can make a flat top just look beautiful. All right, so this particular one though, I painted. All right, and my next carrier is one from Historical Board Gaming. Okay, again, same color scheme. This one is the Ark Royal. Again, from Historical Board Gaming. It's a beautiful, beautiful sculpt. This is a must-have, another must-have for your Royal Navy collection, and one that I highly suggest you have in your collection, especially if you're going to paint. Okay, I'm currently, I've been getting a lot of questions about the types of game pieces that I use and what's best for gaming purposes. And okay, I keep on answering these questions, and I really don't mind. I actually enjoy answering the questions that you guys have for me. I really don't mind. But just to reiterate and give you guys who are planning to paint your own pieces, and I suggest that if you're going to go ahead and paint or buy your own collection from different manufacturers, I really recommend that you buy from Historical Board Gaming and use the out of box pieces that come included with the game. Those two sources are pretty good. Okay, out of box and HBG, and if you can get FMG, you can also FMG produces great, highly detailed, affordable pieces also as well. Okay, so those are very, very good, high quality sculpts that you're getting from these sources. Okay, and now a lot of people are asking me if it's a good idea to go ahead and buy metal sculpts that are made out of metal, in particular from GHQ and whatnot. Okay, I can only speak from experience. Okay, and I can say that metal sculpted pieces are beautiful. They're highly detailed, even more so than any plastic piece can be. However, you are going to experience two major issues with metal sculpts. Okay, the first issue that you're going to experience if you choose to go with metal pieces is that they tend to scratch very easily. Okay, so they're very fragile. You'll see that if you paint your metal pieces, they tend to scratch. Okay, they tend to scratch. For instance, when you buy armored units from GHQ, the barrels sometimes tend to bend, and if the piece is painted, that'll lead to paint cracking and coming off. Okay, so that alone is a turnoff for me, and unfortunately, a good portion or a good number, I would say at least 15 to 20% of my old collection of my current collection is actually GHQ. So that's an issue that I'm currently having, and that if I could go back, I would not have bought GHQ just on that alone. The second issue, and it's something that makes sense, is storage. Okay, since you have metal pieces, you don't want to keep them together. Okay, you have to keep your metal pieces that are painted in separate cubicles. This way they don't rub or scratch up, or you know, they don't scratch when they rub against each other. Especially if you keep them in a plastic bin or a wooden box, you need to keep them separate. So storage and the fact that it can easily damage and bend is, you know, are factors that you have to consider. So, you know, when guys ask me what pieces they should buy, well, can GHQ, can you use metal pieces from GHQ and other companies for your gaming purposes? Absolutely, you can. However, you are going to experience those two issues, storage and the fact that these pieces tend to damage very easily. Okay, so guys, keep that in mind when building, when buying and painting your own collections for your own Axis&Allies gaming purposes, okay? All right, guys, my next collection that I'm going to be showing you, obviously not today, but I have been painting a naval collection, a U.S. naval collection for War-Torn, which I'm almost completely, I believe I'm almost completely done. I just have to wrap up some of the details on the carriers, the magnetic carriers that I have painted for him. Okay, I'll be shipping them out to him sometime this week. I hope that that I can that War-Torn will be happy and that he'll enjoy his collection. I know that my brother, I apologize for taking, you know, some time painting them, but I have been busy, and hopefully the wait will be worth the while for you. Okay, so I will be sending out your naval collection within a few days, I believe before the end of the week. But my next video will be showing War-Torn's U.S. naval collection. All right, guys, as always, let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, any doubts, there are no silly or stupid questions. Go ahead and make your statements or your commentaries. I would like to know what you guys are thinking also. If you guys think that I could, you know, if I could improve my own collection, please go ahead and let me know. I'm all ears, and I really want to learn and improve upon what I've done so far. I take commentaries. This is how I learn. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know once again what you guys think, and until next time, Dtroy out. And by the way, as always, don't forget to hunker down and play, guys.